Hey, Carol, professional IKEA hacker here. I'm very excited today. You know why? Because IKEA has a new door for their kitchens, and I think it's probably one of the nicest ones yet. It's called Axstad. It's not in the catalog because it's so new. It'll probably be in the newer one. Price-wise, first off, what is it? What is the one door style loved by people, often requested, which I don't make? You know why? Because there's a guy in Toronto here who's cheaper, so I say, you know what? Go to that guy. He will make you shaker doors. Yes, IKEA has a shaker door. I already cut into it, sorry. I know I peeled it off a little bit there at the bottom. I bought this door at the pre-loved section, cost me $5. I saw this door pretty much when it was launched 2 months ago in Canada, made in Italy, thermofoil door, thermo meaning hot, foil, you know, there's a foil that's stretched over a frame. High-end sandwich, MDF, lamination, and you can see that's the profile. I believe that this radius is crisper than the Grimslov, which was IKEA's previous shaker-esque door. Is smaller than on Grimslov. Could be like a less than a 32nd maybe. Visually it seems smaller to me. That does play into the design of the kitchen. I have two really good videos about the Grimslov doors, so if you subscribe here or there, watch them. You'll be more knowledgeable. I'll tell you how to make it look really good, both the white and the gray, and what are the advantages and what are the differences between those two. So now if you're thinking, oh, I really want shaker door, and do I have to get custom doors? You can, but you can get something that's pretty close to it. This Axstad. Skinnier frame. I cut into it because I couldn't resist. I was curious. Skinnier frame, more squarish, definitely more squarish vibe. You should pay attention to the vibe of each door. Each door has a unique vibe and can almost be placed within a specific period or design. So for example, I think the Grimslov has a lot of sort of like that 1930s kind of pre-war, warish charm. On my blog, I go into it and I show you kind of the nicest details, how to detail your kitchen to make it look like $1 million. But back to these doors. I really like these. So nicely made, skinnier frame, smaller, nicer in the frame, squarish vibe, almost shaker-esque-ish, almost shaker. Color, white. I like this. This is probably the whitest white IKEA has. Imagine this is the bottom of the door. This piece is missing. Nicest white color. So even the bottom white has some cream to it, which people are not too keen about it, because if your space has a lot of sort of warmth, it will amplify the yellow tones in the white bottom, right? So if you're thinking, hey, I want to have that really white crisp look to my bottom doors, I gotta go with a really white, something that's gonna be cooler interior. So this door, because it's so white, will work with a lot of even warmer interiors, I think. My new favorite door. Now, having said that this is my new favorite door, I did discover that there is a little bit of a bummer. You know why? But I'll show you how to overcome that quite easily, actually, and it has to do with lighting. So what's the one? Nothing wrong with these doors. I think they're well made. As I said, this is a sandwich, high-end lamination, some routing, you know, probably fully automated. Nothing, no human was involved probably making these doors, but anyways, doesn't matter. They're great. The price reflects the amount of human labor always. What's the problem with these? I noticed this at IKEA Tobico. So it was actually the client who alerted me, because I said, yeah, go to IKEA. IKEA Tobico is my home turf. And I said, go to IKEA Tobico and look at the Grimslov, the Bodbin doors. And they were This is why they said they were not. I said consider the IKEA doors first for their replaceability. So if you damage your doors, you don't have to worry about replacement. Nobody has to be chasing down who made them and cost you an arm and a leg. You just go to IKEA and very affordably pick up a door, take off yours and mount them. Done. You don't have to worry about it. You can focus on cooking. These doors were on the display, and the way the lights are set up, they're really overhead and they're low angle compared to this surface. Do you know what low angle lights are really good for? They showcase all the little deficiencies. So I've made tons of doors, lacquered, veneered, and as a finisher, you always, when you're sanding, you always have a low angle light, and that low angle light shows all the bumps, all the dips, everything they have to take care of. So in IKEA Etobicoke, that exact situation was replicated, where you have these harsh overhead lights hitting directly, and I notice a whole bunch of bumps along this little frame. Oh my gosh! And it's it is a big contrast. That's the issue, because you have the silky smooth frame, the silky smooth panel, and the transition between the two is this little inner frame, and it's got all these bumps. Aesthetics. You know, I noticed all the details. Details are very important in any kitchen design. What do? How do you solve this? I want to use these doors. Well, how I'm going to avoid highlighting or showing these bumps? I will position my lighting accordingly. So yes, you do want to have lights for your work surfaces, right? Work lights, kind of. You want to have that sort of chillaxing vibe in your kitchen. You want to be able to switch them off, right? Because when you're chilling, you're relaxing with your friends, you don't want to have, you know, your work surfaces lit. No, you just want to kind of showcase the sort of the calmness and the serenity of your space. That's kind of lighting. So position it so it hides it. That's the idea. So you know what? Sometimes I do mock-ups. I will actually position the door right where it should be in the design, and I'll play with my flashlight that mimics the pot light, and I'll see, it's really visible, it's these super low, you know, if it's right there, that, you know, the angle, or I move it back 8-10 inches and it already disappears. You know, now you see just the totality of the door, so you're not focusing on all the little details. I mean, you can still see it, but it's not the thing that jumps out at you, the first thing. Lighting. You know, position it. So play with your lighting when you're designing your kitchen, where you're going to position it to, I guess, obscure that. I mean, the door is really nice. Is there a technical reason for these bumps? There is, actually. So, in my explorations, I initially thought that the bumps are because the MDF, you know, so MDF, when it's fabricated, it has usually the faces are very smooth because they're high density, compressed and sanded. The edges are not, so they're porous. So anything that's machined into the edge will show, telegraph through, if it's improperly handled or not addressed, it will telegraph to the surface and you'll see it. And you can see a little bit of that happening on the edge, but you know what? It's really in the shadows, no one sees it, but here right on the face it's very visible. And you know what? So it appears so this is really smooth. It's incredibly smooth. So why is it so bumpy? You know why? It seems that the thermofoil, the foil itself, is not adhered in that spot, which is, I find a little strange. That's the process. You know, I guess this is the best they could do. So you can clearly see this was peeled. Right, so you can clearly see the two. So this would be the frame and or the panel, and this clear portion is that little frame. I guess it doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have that pull. It is stretched. I'm sure it is stretched. It will probably, this is and you can see on this piece too. See that little groove? Right, it goes in. That's the CNC machining. But it's just, I can just peel it off and it comes off cleanly. Most likely this will be the area where it will fail first. That's my guess. But I mean, Ikea gives you an amazing warranty, and those doors are so affordable. You never have to worry about it, right? Look, it takes great strength to peel this off, you know, but the foil is a little brittle right there. Anyways, don't worry about it. Ikea gives you an amazing warranty. If it does fail on you, you just bring it back and you get your money back. 25 years. The door is amazing. I told you how to hide the little bumpiness. It will work for you. Don't worry about it. I will be using it on my projects. Remember, if you are that particular and that picky, you can always order shaker doors, the traditional shaker style doors. The frame is always solid wood. I make them. Or if I do make them, because they'll be more expensive, I make them out of solid wood. Solid wood avoids all that, and it has that look that you want. Okay? Love these are Axstad, white, closest to shaker that you can get. Thermofoil, nice smooth finish. Looks like solid door, made in Italy. I told you what's wrong with it, and I told you how to solve it, so there you go. Easiest thing in the world. Ciao!